Hook, the night the city held its breath. The city was drowning in rain. Not the gentle, romantic kind from movies, but the relentless, bone-soaking kind that makes even streetlights look tired. The asphalt shimmered like black glass, reflecting passing headlights in fractured streaks. Somewhere in the distance, a siren wailed, but here on 7th Avenue, everything felt strangely still except for Maya, who was sprinting through the downpour. Her nursing shoes slapped against the wet pavement, each step splashing icy water onto her scrubs. 12 hours of non-stop emergencies at the hospital had drained her physically, but not enough to break her promise. Her younger brother, Arif, had been struggling lately, quiet at the dinner table, distracted during phone calls, avoiding friends. Tonight, she had decided they would meet at Eddie's Diner, a tiny place they'd gone to since childhood. Maybe she couldn't fix all his problems, but she could sit across from him, look him in the eye, and remind him that he wasn't alone. She didn't know that within 20 minutes, her exhausted, rain-soaked body would be lying on a diner floor with pain blooming in her ribs. And that she would rise not as the gentle nurse her patients knew, but as something far more dangerous. Chapter 1: The Booth by the Window. The diner door opened with a familiar ding, and a warm wave of smells wrapped around her: coffee, sizzling onions, fresh toast. A thin fog of steam hung near the kitchen pass-through, where Eddie, the owner, worked the grill. Arif was already there, sitting in the booth by the window. He smiled faintly when he saw her. "You made it," he said, standing to hug her. "You think a little rain's gonna stop me?" Maya laughed, sliding into the booth. He eyed her damp hair. "Looks like it almost did." She shook her head, pulling out a napkin to dry her hands. "I've had worse shifts. Remember last winter when the ER heater broke? I was basically working in a freezer." They shared a quiet laugh. The rain hammered against the glass, but here inside, it felt safe, warm. Before they could order, the diner's door slammed open so hard the bell above it rattled. Chapter 2: The Leather Jackets. 3 men walked in, dripping rain onto the checkered floor. Leather jackets creaked as they moved, and the smell of gasoline followed them. The leader, a tall man with a shaved head and tattoos creeping up his neck like black vines, scanned the room with a look that made people suddenly find their coffee very interesting. His eyes landed on Maya and Arif's booth. "Move," he said flatly. Maya blinked. "Sorry?" "I said move, sweetheart. That's our booth." Arif frowned. "We were here first. There's plenty of space." The leader's smirk was cold. "Did I ask for a debate?" Maya kept her voice calm. "Look, we're just here for dinner. You can sit anywhere else." That's when he grabbed her shoulder and yanked. Chapter 3: The Fall. She hit the floor hard. Pain shot through her ribs, and the cold tile bit into her palms. Arif shot up instantly, but the biker shoved him back into the seat. "Sit down, boy, before you regret it." The other 2 bikers laughed, their boots echoing as they moved to sit. The rest of the customers went silent. Some glanced over, then quickly turned away, pretending nothing was happening. Maya's breath came in shallow bursts. Her ribs throbbed, but worse than the physical pain was the sudden heat in her chest, the injustice, the humiliation. She was used to dealing with aggressive patients, but this wasn't a confused accident. This was deliberate. Something in her snapped. Chapter 4: The Broken Chair Leg. Her eyes darted to a nearby wooden chair. The backrest was loose from years of use. She reached for it, fingers curling around the wood. With one sharp twist, it splintered in her hands. The biker leader tilted his head, amused. "What's this? Gonna wave a stick at me?" Her voice came out low, steady. "No. I'm going to remind you that you messed with the wrong person tonight." The diner went dead silent. Chapter 5: Fury Unleashed. He lunged, certain she wouldn't actually use it. She moved faster than he expected, sidestepping and swinging the broken leg into his ribs with a dull thud. He stumbled, his smirk gone. "You're dead," he snarled. The second biker came at her, but Maya pivoted, jabbing the jagged wood into his stomach. He folded over, gasping for air. Arif, shaken but determined, shoved the third biker back toward the counter. "Get away from her!" The leader roared and came again, but this time she struck upward, splinters biting into his forearm. He howled, staggering back. For a moment, no one moved. Then one of the bikers shouted, "Let's get out of here!" They bolted, boots pounding across the tiles before disappearing into the rain. Chapter 6. After the storm. The only sound left was Maya's own breathing. She dropped the broken chair leg, her hands trembling. "Are you okay?" Arif asked, rushing to her side. She nodded, though her ribs ached. "Yeah. I'm fine." From a corner booth, an elderly man clapped slowly. "Ma'am, that was the bravest thing I've seen in years." Maya gave a tired smile. "I didn't feel brave. I just didn't want to stay down." Chapter 7. The viral video. The next day, Maya woke to her phone buzzing non-stop. Texts. Missed calls. Social media tags. A customer's shaky phone video was everywhere, her, standing with the splintered chair leg, facing down 3 leather-clad men twice her size. People called her the diner nurse. Some hailed her as a hero. Others warned she had crossed a line. Maya didn't care about the debate. She hadn't done it for praise, she had done it because it was right. Chapter 8. Trouble brews. But the bikers didn't disappear. She started spotting motorcycles idling outside the hospital. Strange, silent phone calls came at night. Arif told her to leave the city for a while. She shook her head. "If I run now, I'll run forever." Chapter 9. The Showdown. One evening, the low growl of engines followed her down an empty street. The same 3 bikers and 2 more rolled up behind her. The leader stepped off his bike, a fresh bandage on his arm. "You embarrassed me, nurse. Tonight, I fix that." Her heart raced, but she stood her ground. "Do you really want to find out what happens this time?" Before he could respond, police sirens split the night. Squad cars boxed them in. The diner owner had given the police footage, and the bikers were wanted for more than harassment. As they were cuffed, the leader glared. "This isn't over." "For you," she said calmly, "it is." Chapter 10. The Lesson. Weeks later, Maya returned to Eddie's diner. The broken chair was still missing its backrest, a quiet monument to that night. She looked at Arif and said, "Sometimes, courage isn't loud. It's just refusing to stay down when someone pushes you." Call to action. If you were in Maya's shoes, would you have fought back or walked away? Drop your answer in the comments, I read every single one. And if this story moved you, hit subscribe and join our Be Kind Always family. Remember, kindness is power, but standing up for what's right makes it unstoppable.